Hey everybody, Adam Savage in my cave with Evil Ted, sir. It's so good to see you.
Good to see you again.
You brought a bunch of wares to show and exult with, and this was sitting on the floor as I was walking through. We're setting up for a couple of other videos, and I was like, that is not the Akira gun. Dude, I recognize it instantly. One of my all-time favorite weapons.
Yes, and
this.
Yeah.
Can I pick it up?
You sure can.
And this is, it weighs maybe 1.5 pounds.
And also, you can't use it unless you have your battery supply.
It's true. It's true. Let's do that.
Oh, you are correct. And then it plugs directly in the bottom right here.
Oh, you love your magnets.
I do.
Oh my God. Grenada! That's whoa! It is the first shot when he fires that the first time, and you're like, oh!
And hello, it's just like a death beam. It's just a thing. It just cuts, just goes.
Crazy, and there's like slices through the world. Okay, this is per you all additive foam construction.
Yes, sir.
This is so flat sheets of foam.
Right, and the base is a cardboard shipping tube.
That's what this. Oh, and foam is wrapped around it. I was wondering in my head how you got these rounds to be so round.
Right, exactly. Again, don't reinvent the wheel, people. Just because I was like, I wanted it, and then what was. You know what the tricky part was? Is that I had, when building this, I was basing it off the Japanese manga. Because in the anime, it's changed quite a bit. They simplified it. So when I was making this, I was like, had a cardboard tube, and I had to decide where to cut it.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to cut it, but I haven't cheated back enough for the foam. Again, a lot of 2mm action. Yep. This is, of course, a calculator.
Yep.
A little magic mark to my heart. These pieces are castings from my very first job I got in 1989. I came to California. Miracle Landing TV show I was telling you about. The airplane cockpit dials. And I still have a bin of them. And so I found them and went, oh, these are my old bins. So those are my original parts from my.
I love those kind of callbacks.
Right?
Right? Yeah, totally.
That was my first job. And so I have my first job on that.
Dude. Is this a pattern you make available?
No,
or did you scratch build?
I scratch built this, and I feel sorry if anybody wants to try to make this. What was happening was my friend Danica, who's a huge fan of Akira, she said, I'm going to make a documentary. I'm like, what? And she met some people, the guys that worked on it, and she's pitched to them and said, I want to do this documentary, in-depth documentary. Well, I need to raise money to make it. I'm like, oh my God, how about we do part of the Kickstarter, you get an incentive, you can win this laser rifle. So when I was making it, I started to cry because I
thinking that you might have to
give it away.
Yeah.
And so I was like, F that. So I started building two at the same time.
Fair.
And it's so much easier. So all I had to do was cut things twice.
It's only a little harder to make.
Exactly, it is.
I usually, so 2 is 1 and 1 is none. So I usually start by making at least 2 more than I think I need.
When I'm making patterns, I ended up making 3 or something, but I realized I was R&Ding as I was building it, so I made sure I got one. I would cut all the pieces, make sure things fit. My favorite part of this whole thing is this, showing the insides and the detail.
Yeah.
That's right, this is a Kirkin coffee tray thing in the bottom of a coffee maker. I used that for some detail. This is a cast part from tons of movies, little model parts, calculator, like I said, the knobs, and just the triggers all foam. Oh, this, again, for transportation.
Whoa! Oh man, you are really making your days not too hard, right? Like again,
because when I was making this, I realized if this is going to be a giveaway, I got to ship it.
Right.
So
you don't want to go too elaborate with that. This makes it much more. I think that what I find surprising about this is how, even though this is soft foam wrapped around a form, it feels like machined metal.
Right, and the paint I use, this is a company called Plat Effects, and it's called Samurai Sword. It's a dark metallic, and I just thin it down with a window cleaner and you airbrush it, and that's the metallic sheen you're seeing. It just looks so great on video.
It's almost like the other way I've gotten finishes like this is by spraying a lacquer, and while it's setting, I rubbed graphite into it, which is a spectacular effect. You can really modulate the reflectivity. This is a spectacular product. It comes out looking so great.
Right.
The specular aspect too, and like some of the textures you play with change the specular highlight.
What's that? Oh, is that 2 mil? Yeah, there. More 2 mil.
Man.
These little pieces here I loved. Yeah. This was fun to make because they actually, that little recess with the knob on it. And the more you look at it, you realize, oh, this is maybe like an adjustment.
Yeah.
You know? And my favorite, the lens.
Yeah.
It's a Christmas ornament.
The clear ones?
Yeah, wait, do you have any?
I think I have a whole bin of them. Yeah, I do. Here we go. Yeah, one of these guys.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. I was amazed when I saw you could buy these, and then I was like, okay, per a conversation we were having earlier about how to stock up, I was like, how many do they make? They make a 1 inch? I want one of those. And 2 inch, 3 inch, 4 inch?
Stock them up.
And I have them up to, I think I've got some 6 inches in there.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Absolutely spectacular.
And they're great because you used to have to buy the really thick ones that were super expensive.
Yeah. No good. And gee, this looks fabulous.
Right. And that just gives the lens. And it just, all I needed was, originally, here's another thing I learned. I had that and I painted black behind it.
Yeah.
On the lens, and it looked terrible. So
I needed some void.
You need the void, so when you look in it looks dangerous. It looks,
yes.
it looks like a laser beam, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I guess another way you could do it was by, you could pour the 2-part super clear resin behind it.
Right, that make a big lens.
Make it into a lens.
That's true. It was like one of those things where I just...
I keep doing that.
You know why? Because the battery's kind of weak. I could step it up. I could have stepped it up.
Here's the thing I want to do. I want to turn this into like an 8-track player. Right, like it should play. It should actually give me my theme song as I'm walking around.
With the drum, the Japanese toko. Yeah.
Yes, in the 1980s, this totally could have been sold as a personal stereo system.
Again, this was all EV foam with 2 mil retail. This is a fire extinguisher sticker decal thing.
Oh wow, you didn't print that up custom or anything. You just found it and peeled it off.
You ready for this? This was all left over from the prop shop. We had some rubber air conditioners. Not air conditioners.
Rubber fire extinguishers.
Fire extinguishers.
Stunt fire extinguishers for fight scenes, right?
Exactly. And they made these graphics, and there was a whole bunch of them left over. So I took one, cut it in half, stuck it on there, and from a distance, boom! Look at that. What does it say? Who cares? It looks cool from a look afar.
Oh, some of the text on the front of the silver spacesuits from 2001 is the legalese at the bottom of a sheet of letraset.
See?
Yeah, it's the copyright notice.
Yes, and once you stand back,
you don't know. I would be guessing that a box shape this simple would only take you the better part of an hour or two.
Yeah, because it's super simple, and I was able to hide the seams and stack it up. This stuff is all sealed with a creature cast rubber. It's that liquid neoprene.
Okay.
And
is it a spray or a brush?
No, I spray it. I always tell people kids can do the plastic dip, but it gets expensive and it's stinky.
Yeah.
Creature cast rubber is liquid neoprene, and it's non-toxic. And all you need is a compressor, about 25 psi, and a spray gun. And the trick is, it's just. And when you have two, I made 2 of these guys. I'm just like spray it, and it takes about 8 hours to dry, and then after that was just boom, paint, detail, and done.
So
That's everything you've seen today with my foam.
Yeah.
The big link to make everything look is a sealer. You got to seal it.
But not only does it protect it, but it homogenizes.
It pulls it all together. So once you start throwing paint on, everything else just goes.
It's so funny. I was building something a couple of weeks ago where, because it was like 5 different colors, I was like, I can't see it. I have to add primer into one of my steps so I can see how to progress.
Right.
Ted, this is so inspiring. And now, since this is the anime weapon, of course, I want to go look up the film reference, because I have a folder full of photos of this rifle.
Of the anime version?
Of the anime. Yeah. Of the film version.
Yeah. It's funny because I did the same thing. I started looking at it, and then Danica, the girl who was doing the documentary, I said, hey, do you by chance have a manga? She goes, do I have the manga? She had all of them. She had stocked like a library. So she went through, and bless her heart, thank you, Danica, she went through and bookmarked all the shots with the laser. We could see the laser rifle.
Yeah.
And I came to her house, and she loaned it to me. And she's like, Ted, please be careful. And I said, okay. So I took it. And I had it, and I made some copies, and I photographed the crap out of it. And I took, because she took some pictures, but I went through just to double check to get all shot. And then, so this kind of matches more of the original. And you can see why they simplified it for the anime, because there's so much detail to the gun itself.
Dude, so
I love
inspiring.
this. I love this.
This is really great. And am I right? You told me that's the lens from the alien helmet?
Yes, that's the lens. When I was doing the artwork, the animation, I was almost done with this, and I looked to the other side. I realized there's another thing here, and I'm like, oh crap! So I have to make it.
Yeah.
And all this too, this band right here.
Yeah.
This is textured foam.
Oh.
It's craft foam with a texture to it, And I wish they'd sell it in different sheets. You find it like little craft stores. And again, it's like
you know somewhere someone's producing sheet after sheet after sheet.
It's like, guys,
where is it?
Don't cut it. Just give it to me. Somebody, 4x8 sheet.
I want dozens and dozens of feet of this half-inch round.
Rubber tube.
12 millimeter? Yeah. Yep.
Wherever it is. Yeah.
As always, Ted, super, super inspiring work. Ted's links and patterns you can buy from him are linked in the description.
Yes.
Have a wonderful time at Maker Faire, sir.
And you got to hold it and yell it. You got to say Canada! Canada!